teaching you or explaining for you a little bit more about changes that we have in TOEFL test after July 2023. Listen earlier in order to understand it very well and in order to practice with this method, because we have a major change in writing section of TOEFL, okay? But we have small changes in listening section and reading section that today we will convey them, okay? Yes, so let's commence. So the first change that we have is in writing section. In writing section, so we write here before what? What is this one? Before and now. So we had two tasks before. They were independent and integrated. Independent and integrated, okay? But now we have writing for academic discussion. Academic discussion. And integrated, no changes. We have integrated again. Integrated. So the first change in writing section is this, that instead of independent task in TOEFL test, now we have writing for academic discussion. And the second change in writing section is, that's all about writing section. Let me write writing. Yeah, I wrote. So the second change is the time. How much was the time before?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, yes or no? For writing an independent essay, there would be a prompt, different types of prompts, like, I don't know, preferences, agree, disagree, yes or no, advantage, disadvantage, opinion, etc. And we would answer for how many minutes? 25 minutes for writing and 5 minutes for checking, yes or no?
Yes.
But now, we don't have that much time. The whole TOEFL time is changed. It was 3 hours before. Before it was how many hours? 3 hours, and even with the means the space between that, we can count 4 hours. But now it comes to 2 hours. We have 2 hours generally, okay? So about writing section, the time is 10 minutes now. 10 minutes for what? For writing the academic discussion, or writing for academic discussion. We only have how many minutes? 10 minutes. The whole one, we only have 30 up to 35 minutes, both integrated and no independent, writing for academic discussion. Okay, it is about what changes? It's about writing. The second one is about reading section. So if we come to the reading section, so how many questions were before? The question. So the numbers of passages were at least 3 up to 5 passages. Yes, and majority it was 4, but now we only have 2 passages, not more. Okay, so before it was 3 up to 5, 1 was not scored if it is 5, but generally it was 4. Now it is what? 2 passages. What about the time? And what about the questions? How many questions were before? It was between 30 up to 40 questions. Okay, 40 questions, but now we have 20 questions. We have 20 questions. It's the next change in reading, okay? And the time. The time was up to 71 minutes. Up to 71 minutes. But now it is only 35 minutes for both passages. We have 35 minutes for both reading and doing the exercise. So what can we understand, guys? Look, if we have 35 minutes and the passages 2, for each passage, how many minutes? We consider 15 up to 17 minutes. So when you're reading now, When you're practicing those extensive reading exercises at home, please only read 15 minutes and do the exercises within this 15 minutes, not more. Because in TOEFL test, you will get used to. Okay, if you read 30 minutes now, one passage, and answer the question 20 minutes means 15 minutes, it will be impossible. Nowadays, we only work one passage in 1 hour. So you will have two passages, the same passages, okay? And you will have only 35 minutes. For each passage, you will have 15 up to 17 minutes. Did you get? Yes. So this is about reading changes. Now I want to talk about listening changes in listening section. So firstly, we had 3 up to 4 lectures, understood, and we had at least 3 conversations. But now we have 3 lectures, not 4, and we have 2 conversations. So the numbers of questions, it was between 28 up to 39 questions, but now what do we have? We only have around 28 questions, not more. Okay? And about the time, it was around 60, but now you only have 36 minutes, not more, 36 minutes, okay? Let me review, but in the speaking section, let me talk about the speaking section, no changes. You have 4 tasks, 1 conversation, then you have integrated task, independent task that you had in the speaking, and we will start it, and don't worry, speaking is easy for you because you started in Q Skill 5 and they are repetitive and you can do them very well. You will have good score. Don't think of a speaking section, okay? Just you need to know transitional words, how to form the structures, how to have your hook, and how to continue. So in the speaking section, we don't have any changes. Today I spoke about changes in what? In TOEFL test. After what date? July 2023. So what is the major change in what section, in what skill? In writing section. Instead of independent task, what do we have? Writing for academic discussion. So the time was 30 minutes for independent task. Now how many minutes? So for whole, means for both integrated and writing for academic, how many minutes should we have? That's okay. So the second change was in what? So before, how many passages did we have at least? 3 and 5. What does it mean? It means sometimes 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. And I told you, if it is 5, no score for the 5th one. But now, how many passages do we have? 2, and all has a score, and you have to be very careful, because if you miss one question here, you will lose a lot of score. Understood? So, the questions were 30 up to 40, but now how many questions? The time was at least up to 71. What about now? 35. The next one was about what? Listening section. We had 3 up to 4 lectures and 3 conversations. The time was 28 up to 39, and no, I'm sorry, the question numbers 28 up to 39, and the time 60. Here, how many lectures? 3 lectures, then conversations, 2 conversations. The time is question numbers 28, and the time 36. That's all about today's lesson. Thank you very much.